All right, what's up, everybody? All right, look, today is June 15th, and it is the first day of early voting in New York City. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm heading over to the polls, and I'm voting for Jonathan Soto in the primary for the 82nd Assembly District. And I am doing that for some very specific reasons. So before anybody get all upset, like, this is nothing personal. For me, I have some real issues with the incumbent, Michael Benedetto, and I have some reasons why I believe Jonathan Soto is a better choice for the 82nd, especially out here in Throgs Neck. So I'm going to start with my issues, and there are three of them. First issue is mayoral control of New York City public schools. Jonathan Soto, as a parent in the 82nd, came out like the vast majority of the community and opposed mayoral control. Michael Benedetto, on the other hand, decided that instead of really taking a look at mayoral control and either getting rid of it and really putting together a commission of community stakeholders and taking a look at school governance in New York City, what he decided to do was propose a 6-year extension of mayoral control. And even the state legislature went with 2. So he was an outlier. So anyone who is willing to defy the vast majority of the community and be an outlier is somebody that we really need to reconsider as our representative in Albany. So that's issue number 1. Issue number 2 is a bit closer to home. So back in 2018, this is something I'll never forget because I was in a residence council meeting and Benedetto showed up with then Senator Klein, yes, the IDC Senator Klein, and Councilmember Jonai. And everybody took turns speaking about why we should elect or re-elect them. And when it was Benedetto's turn, what he said was he pays attention to Co-op City because that's who comes out and votes. So he literally came into Throgs Neck and told us in a residence council meeting that basically he's not going to pay any attention to us because the majority of people that vote for him live in Co-op City. And if you live in Throgs Neck and you got the issues that we got, like when it rains outside, it rains in our staircases, when we got black mold and asbestos in our apartments, when we got ongoing crime issues, to have an assembly member who is supposed to represent the entire 82nd tell you that he only pays attention to Co-op City because that's who comes out and votes for him, again, we need to reconsider who it is that we vote for and who will represent us in Albany. And the third issue I got is really Benedetto, instead of like really talking about those issues, going after Jonathan Soto, his opponent, with these really petty arguments about whether or not Throgs Neck has 1 or 2 G's in it, or making some really out-of-pocket comments about Jonathan Soto, about his faith and his standing as a faith leader. And, you know, again, if we are not going to talk about issues and we going to really make this about questioning someone's faith, again, we have to reconsider who it is that we are sending to Albany to represent us. All right, so now I want to talk about why I am voting for Jonathan Soto. So as a community organizer, Jonathan Soto has really worked to put programs into our communities to help our young people, right? So things like homework helpers, right, to help our young people succeed in school. As the borough director of the Bronx Long-Term Recovery Group, he's really worked with communities to help them recover from Hurricane Sandy. And as the first director of the New York City Center for Faith and Community Partnerships, has really worked with houses of worships and community organizations on issues like homelessness and affordable housing, and has worked to provide support to Puerto Rico in the wake of Hurricane Maria. And as a public school parent, right, he stood with the vast majority of the community in opposing mayoral control. So with all of that said, I am disappointed that instead of talking about the issues that are important to Throgs Neck, like our crumbling buildings and black mold and asbestos and like the bus stop outside of the senior center that's still closed. That Michael Benedetto instead chooses to defy the voice of everyday people by voting for an extension of mayoral control, who is willing to distract everyone with petty and offensive comments about his opponent's faith, as someone who has really done nothing of substance to deal with the long-standing issues we have out here in Throgs Neck, and it doesn't matter if it got 1 or 2 G's, doesn't matter. And as someone who is willing to tell you out of his own mouth that he pays attention to some parts of this district based on who comes out to vote, the choice is clear. And for me, that choice is Jonathan Soto. So I'm just going to say, everybody, please come out and vote. Today is the first day, June 15th, the first day of early voting, and I encourage and urge everyone to come out and vote. The last thing I'm just going to say is tomorrow is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all our dads out there, and let's get the change we need, y'all. Have a good one. Peace out.